So it's 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition for tonight. Headlines. We have the launch of the family strengthening programs at Djibouti. For the international scene, mobilization across the world to demand actions against warming. Welcome to our newsroom. The Minister of Trade and the Minister of Youth and Culture has held this morning a meeting at the People's Palace for the various stakeholders of the ad hoc committee of the International African Textile Fair, which will take place here in Djibouti. The objective of this meeting was to develop but also to brief the stakeholders for the organizations of this Pan-African event, which will take place for the first time in Djibouti, and also to follow up on the studies of progress on the major components, including logistics, testing COVID-19, and other issues that were on the agenda of this day. The CITA is the annual African meeting that brings together all the actors of the textile sector, policymakers, academics, major actors of the sector, specialized artisan, cotton and textile manufacturer, experts of African trade in Djibouti. It is an event that serves as a showcase for the promotion and enhancement of the textile manufactured on the African continent. The Minister of Trade, Tourism and Handicraft, Mohamed Warsama Diriye, gave an interview in which he reviewed the preparations and holding of this event. The Minister also mentioned the objectives of organizing this international textile fair in the Republic of Djibouti from 10 to 13 November 2021, which you will follow. The Minister of Trade and Tourism is our country is preparing to host the 7th editions of the International African Textile Fair from 10 to 13 November 2021 under the auspices of His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. It is an important event that brings together politicians, businessmen, stylists, but also industrialists, but also experts in African textiles and inter-African trade. Why? Because the President of Djibouti, because the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh, supports any action is favorable to Pan-Africanism. The choice to organize this event is natural because we are a land of meeting and exchange, a politically stable country, economically and financially. We can say that it is a guarantee of stability and security. Djibouti is also a logistical and commercial hub that wants to be the gateway to Africa, which justifies our membership in the Continental Free Trade Area called ZLECAf. The program is articulated around 6 activities and 2 trainings, a training on the techniques of weaving in October. 51 Djiboutians have benefited from these trainings and are able to train other Djiboutians on these new techniques of weaving and dyeing. There will be another trainings on the e-commerce. The SOS Children's Village Djibouti, in collaboration with the Ministry of Women and Families Affairs, launched this morning the family strengthening programs at Campus Key Hotel. The event was attended by the Director General of the SOS Children's Village Djibouti, the Minister of Women and Family, Muna Usman Aden, the German Ambassador, Mr. Michael Hausler, and the director of SOS Village in Tujura, the children's parents, guardians, community associations, and civil society. The aim of this day is to take stock of the achievements and perspectives of SOS villages over the last 2 years in favor of children, to build families for children in need, to prevent abandonment, and to ensure that children can grow up in their families while benefiting from the respect of their rights and the satisfaction of their basic needs, and also to help them to design their own futures, to take part in the development of their community. The German ambassador to Djibouti expressed his confidence in the success of the day. I hope that he said, I hope that the parents and guardians who attended this day will feel informed, motivated, and prepared to take care of their children's future and respect their rights in the short, medium, and long term. He added the objectives of the day included promote access to education for children and adolescents, provide access to medical care and preventive advices on health and hygiene, facilitating income generating by tutors through training and small loans, raise awareness on children's rights among children, youth, and guardians to improve community capacity to protect children and promote their welfare through training for SOS Village and community associations. For her part, the Minister of Women and Family, Mona Ousmane Aden, praised the efforts of SOS Village to create a better world for children. The Ministers of Women and Family said SOS Villages is a true advocate and has not only been up to the task, but has also done a great job in strengthening the family. She added, she said, I am very happy to participate in this event. For the family support programs, it is a great honor for the Republic of Djibouti to be a part of SOS Village, a program that contributes significantly to improving the well-being of our community. These programs will support more than 200 families, 1,000 children, and more than 400 young people who will have jobs in this program. I thanked SOS Village for taking a sixth part in our country policy for family development and building knowledge ability in our community. I also would like to thank the German representatives for supporting SOS Villages or implementing this program. The Secretary of State in charge of sports had this afternoon a working meeting with the FIFA delegations led by the General Secretary, Ms. Fatma Samoura. On the agenda was the promotions of women's sports, particularly women's football. The visit of the FIFA Secretary General came at the time when our country is committed to the promotions of women's football. The head of FIFA promised to support Djibouti's efforts in this file. The creation of a specific department in charge of sports is intended to promote the development of national sports, particularly women's sports, but especially women's football. In addition to the Secretary of State Hassan Mohamed Kamin, the meeting was attended by the Secretary General of the Secretary of State for Sports, Khadija Ibrahim Idris, the President of the Federation of Football of Djibouti Football Federation, the persons in charge of women's football within the Djibouti Football Federation, and the executive of the Department of the State Secretariat in charge of sports. The headquarters of the National Olympic Committee hosted this morning an important meeting of the sports family made up of senior officials of the national and international sports movement. Indeed, the president of the National Olympic Committee and IOC members, Ms. Aisha Garad Ali, received Ms. Fatma Samoura, Secretary General of the FIFA, in the presence of the members of the Executive Committee, namely the Vice Presidents of the National Olympic Committee, Vice Presidents of the ACNOA, and the Vice President of the Djibouti Taekwondo Federation, the Vice President of the Olympic Committee, and the President of the Djibouti Athletics Federation, is the Vice President and President of the Dakaito Rio Federation, the Treasurers of the Olympic Committee, the President of the Djibouti Football Federation, as well as some members of the Federation. The meeting was part of FIFA's policy to promote women's sports in line with the IOC's priorities action. Ms. Samoura expressed her satisfaction with the work undertaken by Ms. Aisha Garad in the promotion of sports in general and women's sports in particular. As for Ms. Aisha Garad, she thanked her guests for her visit and support for the development of Djiboutian sports, but also for her advocacy for a better investment in sports. The Minister of National Education and Vocational Training, Mustafa Mohamed Mahamoud, received today a visit from the Secretary General of FIFA, Ms. Fatouma Samoura. The meeting took place in the presence of the Secretary General of the MENFOP and the President of the Djibouti Football Federation. After a very warm welcome, the Minister said he was particularly proud and happy about this timely visit to strengthen the quality of national football. School sports and inter-school football tournament are breeding ground where the talents of tomorrow must be detected early on. He said this enthusiasm was shared by FIFA Secretary General Fatouma Samoura, who said she was honored to return to Djibouti, where she was representative for 5 years at the World Food Program. It is a real pleasure to come back with another hat on and to be able to work on the promotions and development of Djibouti football. She said FIFA is keen to provide more substantial support with the supply of football equipment to the Djibouti Football Federation, as well as the development of football pitches, which will be covered with synthetic turfs, among other things. The president of the Djibouti Chamber of Commerce, Yusuf Moussa Dawale, presided this morning over the launch of the program entitled Journey of the Djiboutian Leader at the Chamber of Commerce of Djibouti. This program was set up within the framework of the companionship project of the Chamber of Commerce of Nantes, financed by the French Development Agency. The leader's course is an asset that allows the leader to break his solitude, to share his questions, to find answers with the support of experts, and to learn through experience with his peers. This training, approved by the Djibouti Chamber of Commerce, will enable small medium enterprises owners to mobilize and coordinate the human, financial, material, and logistic resources necessary for the performance of their companies, led by experts specialized in their field and with Djiboutian business leaders who will share their experience. This training will provide the necessary tools to strategically develop your business. For his part, the president of the Djibouti Chamber of Commerce, Yusuf Moussa Dawale, recalled that this innovative program will promote the sharing of experiences in a unique learning process, enhanced by the contributions of local business leaders. The leader's course is an asset that allows the leader to break his solitude, to share his questions, to find answers with the support of experts, and to learn through experience with his peers. This training, approved by the Djibouti Chamber of Commerce, will be enable small, medium enterprises owners to mobilize and coordinate the human, financial, material, logistical resources necessary for the performance of their companies. And listen to the participant of this event.
Hi, my name's Habon. I'm with Habon Construction. Today we were able to participate in a great initiative from the Chamber of Commerce. We learned that they're developing a program helping small and large businesses come together through mentorship. We're really happy to be here, and we thank the Chamber of Commerce.
As part of the National Literacy Program, the National Union of Djiboutian Women, in collaboration with its partners and Community Management Committee, organized a vast awareness campaign to promote literacy courses. The National Literacy Program is part of the overall fight against literacy. The National Literacy Program is part of the overall fight against literacy and is being pursued in the various districts, particularly in Al-Hiba. The aim of this awareness campaign is to encourage the Djiboutian population to take advantage of the functional literacy courses that are held in the schools or in their neighborhoods. The beneficiaries of this district thanked the committee who made this awareness. They called on girls over 18 years who missed the school to take advantage of this training, and on housewives. For the international scene, at least 18 people were killed in an explosion inside this. The accident was caused by a tanker truck that exploded at the petrol station following an accident. The fire then spread through the neighborhood. Several carried bodies were found in cars and in the adjacent streets. In a message posted on Twitter on Saturday, President Julius Maada Bio said he was deeply distressed by the tragic fire and the horrific loss of life. 10,000 of people have marched through the street of Glasgow to demand action on climate change. As COP26 gets underway, demonstrators are demanding action for poor countries in the south that are already suffering from global warming. Rallies were held across the globe on Saturday. In London, at least 1,000 activists gathered outside the Bank of England to shout that there is no Planet B. Southampton's 64 protesters from Hertfordshire. The only thing that seems to move things with it is public opinions or governments. It is the people's, the power of the people. Politicians wouldn't be doing what they are doing if was for Greta Thunberg extensionist rebellion and all these protests around the world. We need to keep the momentum going. In Brussels, police arrested a group of extensionist rebellion activists for lying on the road. The activists had planned to drag about to the parliament as a symbol of global warming. This is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.